I love a good simple project that has a wow statement. We're going to use this frame that I found at the Dollar Tree, some scrapbook paper, some of these twist ties from the Dollar Tree, some berries, and then whatever ribbon you might have on hand that you're interested in. Now I found this frame over in the home section and I loved the shape of it. This year gallery walls have been so popular and they are just such a fun thing to switch out the artwork in. So if you happen to have a gallery wall in your home, this is such a cute project to do that is really easy to replicate in your own home. So I'm going to take off the glass and the little paper insert, and I'm going to just simply glue the actual backing to the scrapbook paper. Then I'm going to cut it out and then just pop that right back into the frame. You'll also notice that I kind of cut out those little notches where the little screws turn to hold the backing in. I just snug that right into its spot, lock it into place, and then we're going to flip it over and do something super cute for Christmas. Very whimsical and very traditional. Go ahead and grab those twist ties that we had earlier when I showed my supplies. I like to fluff them out a little bit before I work with them, and I'm actually going to use 2 of them because I found that one was still a little kind of skimpy, not as full like I wanted it to be. I'm going to twist those together and then fluff it again, and then I'm going to bring the sides, the ends, up and around and twist that together to make a mini wreath. Now what we're going to do is we are going to just simply glue it onto the backing of the frame. But before I do that, I always like to trim these just a little bit. I feel like these little greenery picks from the Dollar Tree are a little on the crazy side, so sometimes it just needs a little haircut. I will warn you though, the static cling of those when you cut them, you can see it all over my sleeves and on my desk. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down and then add on a pretty bow. And this part is optional, you don't have to do it, but I really love holly berries for Christmas and Christmas decor. So I'm going to just pull some of these berries off, and where the white part is showing from the paint not being there, that's the part I'm going to glue down into the frame. For this craft, we're going to be using some nautical rope, some that's already been untwisted and some that's twisted, some greenery, some ticking stripe fabric, white burlap, which is actually my favorite to work with around the Christmas season, 2 gold jingle bells, and then one of these frosted berry picks. All of these things have come from the Dollar Tree except for the fabric. Now I'm going to take my white burlap and I'm going to layer it about 6 times so that when I do this little hand cutout, you can see here that I'm just tracing around my hand with a Sharpie marker to create a mitten pattern. And I want to be able to create 6 of them at the same time. So I'm just going to cut the fabric, and I'm making it where, you know, the edges don't have to be perfect because we wanted to have that rustic country charm. So we're just cutting off any extra that's bulky and causing any issues to cut it. And then once I've got those all cut out, I'm going to need 6 of them because I like to take 3 for one side and 3 for the other mitten, the other side. And the reason why I do this is because burlap itself has a little bit of a hole to it. It's woven really loosely, and so sometimes the batting pops through. So I make sure that I'm putting the batting towards the back side of those 2 gloves, so the front side has 2 gloves to kind of prevent the batting from wanting to poke through. Now I'm just gluing it together and massaging the burlap to make sure that it's nice and glued so that it's not coming apart on the sides. And once I've got that done, I glued the 2 gloves together. You can see that I've kind of brought one down a little bit lower than the other one, and then I added in some greenery. And now I'm adding on with that untwisted nautical rope left over from another project. I'm just tying that around to cinch up the wristband of the glove. Now, you could leave it like this, but I really love the idea of fraying it, just making it look more rustic, country charm for Christmas. And then I'm just going to glue them down in place because I like things to stay where I put them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take my nautical rope that's still twisted, and I'm going to glue that inside of the two gloves. And the reason why I love that is because we'll be able to hang it up somewhere on a hook, or a doorknob, or a door, whatever you want to put it on. And now I'm just going to add in some of these berries. I think the berries, bringing in that pop of red with green, just has that traditional, beautiful Christmas look to it. So once I've got that in place, I'm going to add on those two gold jingle bells, and I'm just using hot glue. I like to make sure that when I do glue with metal, there is some kind of an opening on the metal to be able to get the glue in to lock all into place. So the part where you can add some string, I'm putting glue into that hole and then putting the bells on the glove. Now at this point you can leave it as is, but again, I'm going for that country, rustic, primitive charm. I'm going to go ahead and just distress these with some brown paint. I'm just lightly brushing it on, going back over, adding on several different layers. And then for the bells, to give it a rustic look, I'm just simply taking some of that brown paint and tapping it on certain spots and corners and adding some to that greenery pick. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is add some frost. I'm taking Mod Podge and I'm just tapping a nice thick clumpiness of it onto the gloves on the spots that frost or snow would fall in them. And I'm adding first a chunkier glitter, and then I'm adding a sugar glitter. This really just makes it look so beautiful and frosty. This craft is going to continue to grow as we create it. I have this darling milk jug that we're going to use for a floral arrangement, some greenery, which is a frosted fern, and a berry pick from the Dollar Tree. And we're going to just put that foam in there and add all of this greenery to it. Now you're going to see that we could stop at the greenery or keep adding more to it. I really love playing with projects here in my craft room and just personalizing it and making it my own. Now, once I had my foam piece glued into my milk jug vase, I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to the top of the foam. This is the easiest way I find to get that fern in there and let it stick quickly without having to keep gluing each stem of the pick. And then once those were all poked into place, I'm going to cover up the rest of the foam around the edges because I don't want to see that part. I don't think that that looks very nice. I'm going to just come in with some Spanish moss, going along the edges and tucking it down into the jug. Now we're going to come in and start adding in some of that holiday red that we would see during the winter seasons, assuming the deers have not come through, or the squirrels or the chipmunks, and have picked off all of your holly berries from your plants. Go ahead, tuck those down in there. Again, I added my hot glue down in there and then I'm poking it down into the hot glue. It just makes it so much easier than fighting with the glue on the end of the stick and getting burnt. Now you can see here that this could be a completed look. This is what I was talking about. It's so beautiful. It would look so lovely on a table, but let's make it a little more whimsical. These signs at the Dollar Tree are so fun to work with. And again, you don't have to only just stick them in your yard or hang them up on a nail or a hook in your home. You can turn them into decor pieces by breaking off these sticks, cutting off the twine little tag ribbon loop at the top, and then putting them together with some other pieces. So I'm going to take this, I broke down the stick, and I'm going to stake that down into the foam. And again, we could stop there. It's super cute, just adding this Frosty the Snowman at the top. We could stop there. but I decided let's just keep playing with it and adding some more embellishments to it. So I took some of these clear snowflakes and I glued 2 to the back of him, 1 down lower, 1 up higher, and then I'm going to come in with some more of my famous snowflake buttons this season. I just love these buttons. I could see these on some cards, I could see these on decor, all sorts of stuff. I'm just going to glue them all over, and then we've got a completed look that looks so high-end. I love the process of crafting, how we can take random embellishments, random signs from the Dollar Tree, and bringing them all together to make something special that is so high-end looking and custom for your home. Crafting truly brings me so much joy to my heart. I have been crafting ever since I can remember, since I was about 6 years old, maybe even a little bit before that, but that's when the crafting bug bit me. How about you? Leave a comment down below to let me know how long you have been crafting, because I just love sharing in this community with all of you. Now I'm going to recommend this video right here. If you missed it, it posted a couple days ago. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button if you're new or returning and haven't clicked it yet. And until the next episode, bye friends!